Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under, and today is Monday, so that means I'm hopping along with the girls from the lands down under. That's right, the two lands down under the equator. Australia with the White Stars winning the gold in the pool at the moment, and the Red Stars for the New Zealanders across the ocean from us. So this is the layout I'm doing for our last Christmas in Australia hop for you, and it is of St Mary's Cathedral that always lights up at Christmas time. So I have 8 photos that I'm going to include on this single one-page layout, and it is of one of the scenes that took place last year on the cathedral, and that was the 5 golden rings, because they did the 12 days of Christmas, both in the song and also in the religious form. So it was very spectacular, and I love going to the cathedral every Christmas time to see what the display is. The last couple of years, by the time we've gotten up there, my family have all been too tired to stay, and I've not actually been able to sit and watch it, whereas last year my daughter and I were the only two, and we timed it so well. We arrived just as the cathedral was lighting up. We didn't think it was going to light up, but it did, and it was very spectacular. So I am using my 5 golden rings of paper here, and I have got the 2 corners because I'm going to make a diagonal layout. So I'm going to go down the page from the top right to the bottom left, and I'm putting in these interest points here at the bottom with the circles, even though you won't see many of the details through the circle. They are anchor points for the photos and the clusters. Now this part takes a little bit of shuffling around and manipulation. I'm trimming down the photos of the excess. Don't need to see the stairs where people usually are in the photos. As I said, it is a spectacular site. This night we were very, very lucky. There were hardly any people there, which was really nice. It was the middle of the week, and it lit up at 8 o'clock at night, and we were able to stand in front of the cathedral, which is pretty unusual, and to have very few people in it in the photos. So it was very, very special last year. Each year I go, as I said, and each year they have a different showcase of lights played along the cathedral, and it is just magic how it lights up. So what I've done with 3 of the photos is I have actually just cut out the cathedral itself, and that is the lights changing from into the 5 golden rings, so you can see the sequence of lights changing. At the end of the display, it always says have a Merry Christmas, or thank you for watching, or peace on earth, and this year's message was peace on earth. So I captured that part and added it to my layout as well. So I'm using the green as my focal colour, and I am popping that in behind all the photos. The centre one I am going to do a double mount with some red, because I just want it to stand out a little bit from the rest of the layout, and also as an anchor point, so that the cathedral is the centre point, and it says on that one about praying for peace on earth. So that's the message from last year's Christmas. And it's very, very timely and very, very relevant with all that is going on around the world. So, as I said, I have managed to manipulate this layout using all of the photos that I had pulled and putting them onto the layout. So this is the tricky part. It's like a Tetris game where you're moving them around until you're happy with the layout and finding the right combination. And given that I would like it as a diagonal down the page, it's really important that I keep that philosophy and idea in my mind. Now, once I had done that, I gone and stuck them into place, as you can see, and now I am going through all my America collections and pulling out anything that I could use to help build the clusters around these photos. Now, there's going to be more than just 3 clusters, but that is because of the diagonal. The title area is going to be one cluster on its own. I'm using a whole mix of different ephemera packs. Like this one's a Tim Holtz one, and from it I just take the December calendar and I take the number 25, which I use on this layout. The first collection I used has lots of black and gold and red, which ties in nicely with the night theme. I've pulled out some chipboard here from a graphic 45, but I actually only end up using the stars from it. So I'm playing around with where I want each of these cluster parts to fit. I have that tree and it appears and then disappears and it disappears and it doesn't actually make the final cut. And I do find another pack with the same pieces as this black and the red, so I'm able to build a final cluster, which I do off screen when I'm gluing this one down. So as I've learnt recently, each of my clusters need to have 7 elements. They can be a combination of large, medium and small, but they need to be similar and they need to flow so that you can see the connection. And as I said, I went and found another packet, so I have got the 3 with the leaves in it, and I have got 3 of the poinsettias. I found extra stars, so I do have 3 black stars and 2 the green stars, and that is now giving you a full diagonal layout. And if you look closely, you can see the green gingham underneath is evenly spaced on both sides, so that flow is happening around the layout. Now I'm counting each of the elements in the clusters and I'm adding Nuvo drops to make the 7 up. So there are different amounts of Nuvo drops in each cluster, but it's not distracting. This is something that I've learned. It's not distracting. It actually keeps the eye focused more to where you want it on the layout. And you can see that all of those photos, even though it is a very busy layout, you can still see that the cathedral with the 5 golden rings is the focus of this layout. So I'm just adding in that it was St. Mary's Cathedral in Sydney. If you are ever in Sydney at Christmas time, it is well worth going to see. They usually run it from about the 12th of December for the 12 days of Christmas. They light it up on Saturday nights. They have choirs, they have food trucks, they have major displays happening, and lots of people are coming through and across to view this amazing display every year. So my family have been doing it ever since it started, and I really make it a must on our Christmas list every year. And like I said, last year was only my daughter and I, but this year I'm sure it's going to be more of them. So I've added in some faux stitching just to finish off the edges here where I have the corners, and I'm going to do some dotted lines around the circles just to lift them off the page and finalise that layout. So as I said, Australia Christmas, it is hot, it is sunny, it is bright, and we have to wait till 8 o'clock at night before the sun sets so that our displays actually start to look good. And as you can see, there's still light in the sky in my photos, so it's still not totally dark at 8 o'clock when this display kicks off, but it is well worth the trip up to go and have a look. And St. Mary's Cathedral is spectacular. So there's my layout. I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. You can see how the clusters roam through. It's a diagonal. There's my title area with a cluster around it, and you can see that I have got that poinsettia and the black branches with the stars, the circles and the Nuvo drops building up each of those. The cathedral cut out is part of that process. It looks like it's an embellishment on the page and it's an actual photograph. Don't be afraid to cut your photos. If you're not happy with it, you can always reprint it. That's the beauty of digital technology. We can do that. All right, I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves Scrap. Remember, give us a thumbs up, interact with the video. There's a playlist down below. Check out all the girls who are playing along, see what they're up to this week. Don't forget to leave me a comment. I'll get back to you. I love the feedback. Let me know what you think. Am I hitting the mark? You can find me on all my socials under Kathy Loves to Scrap, including Instagram, where all my layouts end up. I really do appreciate the time taken. Happy scrapping. Until next time.